What's up, everybody? I hope you enjoyed that little car wash gig. I like to blow off some loose water with compressed air. As you see, it does great. It gets water out of your cracks, your trims, your emblems, and vents. I like doing it, and it looks good. Gorgeous 80 plus degrees in PA again. Loving it. Wish it would be like this a lot longer throughout the whole year. Let's just take in how great this car looks after a nice wash. I absolutely love and adore it. I don't have a foam cannon set up, so I am not that advanced yet. I do want one, and I will buy one soon. But right now, just money's elsewhere and focused on other things. But the car looks phenomenal. I'm definitely due to make another order to Adams so I can get some more detail spray, and I want to get their ultra foamy car wash soap. That hood sucks. I have to back over it with the F150 just to keep it out of the way. I gotta clean out a lot. There's a Cobalt SS sunroof that I never put in my old Cobalt before selling it. A vacuum. There's a mini scrap pile. There's the grill that's also going with the hood when I sell it. And I'm only asking $150 for it. I'm still really surprised I have it. But these trucks are getting older. Not a whole lot of people need all those parts for them exactly. And most of these trucks are at the, well, F-it stage. So, but not me though. I like this truck. It's a great daily. I'm not afraid to use in my version of abuse. So, I've been actually working on this a lot lately. I know a lot of people want to see that, and I of course want to keep bringing content for it as well. But see, the gist of it is there's so much I can do with that because it needs stuff. Like my air conditioning doesn't work. That's gonna be my next video. And I mean, look, the frame's a little bit rusty. I'm gonna paint that up. I want to paint this bumper pad, possibly that too. And as soon as I can afford to, I'm gonna get some tow mirrors for it. I keep putting other things ahead of that, and the mirrors work. And I actually do like that they are power folding. Very, very cool for an 04 truck. But other than that, I mean, it's a great project truck. I mean, and I'm just trying to make it up good so that I can daily trust it, which I feel like I can. It has an eyesore hole of a bumper, of course, and stuff like that. So there's so much fix-up potential I can do with this truck. So that's just it. Now this one, it's in great shape. 2013, just turned 49,000 miles. It's still good. Nothing is wrong with it, except for what I broke on it. I think I showed it in my one video. But I have the man step up here, and this trim piece right here I kicked off with my four-wheeler, so that's a little unfortunate. And I just keep getting sidetracked on time as far as going to find a piece in the salvage yard, which I plan to. And my lazy factor is a little rich with it too, because this adhesive from the dealership sticker is still on there. So like normally I'm like on that, but I just peeled it, and I guess, I don't know, I did it like 4 or 5 months ago. But the F-150 is doing great. It needs a wash. It is very filthy. And I just went up to where my parents are buried in a cemetery, and that's on a dirt road, so it's dirty from that as well. I got plans to customize it, but it's one of those spots where right now things are tight enough that I should focus money on what needs to get done, which is between the home and this truck, and a blend of other life issues and whatnot. So modifying this truck, I mean, it is at a slow pace, and I plan to definitely do some good stuff with it. So I'll go ahead and talk about some of those stuff right now. So this badge, I plan to pull these and get the chrome to be painted black, and the F-150 and inside the FX4 I expect to get blue flame metallic. I think that's going to look great. The mirror skull caps, just the skull cap. It's smooth and black from the factory. Don't know why. Must have been a cheap way to for them to get the Super Duty mirrors on the F-150 and get them power folding, telescoping, all that jazz. And they didn't take the time to paint them. So I'm gonna get those paint matched to blue flame as well. This little windshield right here lets in a little too much light, so I am feeling 35% tint across the entire windshield with a 5% strip. Now I have not had a tinted windshield yet. I have never tinted a window that huge before. I'm gonna have that done by a buddy who does tint, but that's gonna be awesome. I really can't wait. It's gonna look cool. But as you can see, the 5%, it's great. I mean, to me, I can work with it. The back window being 5, I've said before, like on my YouTube call video, I kind of regret that. But let's close up in here. Look how much light that thing lets in. So once you go with like a good 5% up front, it gets really dark. and then the windshield is just pouring in all this light, and then when you look in the rearview mirror, you can barely even see out of the rearview mirror to see what's behind you. So yeah, of course, my fix is let's tint the windshield. Let the light in. So, of course, along with doing those Fender badges, I'm going to do that badge, and this I'm unsure about. I was originally thinking about getting that painted black, and I want the emblem blue to be a blue flame. If I do this black, I'm going to want the font black, so I'm going to figure out how to do that as well. Not sure about pulling this or not. I probably will pull it. And I'm missing one lug nut only because I beat the living hell out of it trying to get them off. These stupid cap lug nuts are a joke. So I have 1.5" Bora wheel spacers. I'm gonna put 2" on the back so that way the offset matches the front a little bit better. It's a 295/60/20 trail grappler, which is a 34x12, and it clears with a 2" Bilstein level. Actually 2¼ They changed it to that, I guess. Offset looks good for a level. It's not protruding too crazily. This guy, you know, fitting a 6" lift, that's kind of shaded. He deserves that offset. That looks good. This one, not so much, even though it's only a couple inches shorter than the Silverado. Front emblem, just like I said in the back, chrome to be black, blue to be blue flame. I kind of thought of the exact opposite as well. What if this was blue flame and the emblem was black? But with a black grill, I don't know. But you could definitely tell a difference between the Ford blue for the emblem and the blue flame. And I also kind of want to do a graphic, not exactly like the FX appearance package graphic, but something similar, yeah. Something that you could actually see, you know what I mean? Like the FX package has this kind of, how do I word it right? It's like, it's not even a satin, but it's not flat. It's maybe the glass. Maybe the gloss that you see on that is actually just from the vinyl overlay itself, the clear. So, I don't know, I just don't like it being flat, so I will change that. I am a big fan of gloss, so. And I thought about paint matching the entire toe mirrors, but at the same time I was like, yeah, I don't know. There's enough black accenting on it that it actually would look pretty good. And I do like the Ford wheels very, very much. They are a great looking factory wheel. I'm very happy that Ford has upped their factory options to being this good looking. Just as nice as some aftermarket wheels. But I do want to get some aftermarket wheels with a better offset, but if the day ever comes that I can lift, that's when I plan to do that. I'll get probably a nice -20 fuel wheel, a 20x10 perhaps. Because I don't ever see me putting anything bigger than a 6" on that. I like the lift on this truck a lot. I believe it needs new shocks, and I want to put new shocks in it. I'm going to see if Bilstein will bolt right into that rough country lift, and about it. Speaking of things with this truck, this tent is cheap. I'm sure in some angles you guys on video have seen that it has a purpley look to it, so it is definitely a weak crap film. I'm planning on fixing that, and I may do that myself. So, because I can tint, I actually tinted that truck. I can tint doors just fine. It's just when you're taking a big curve like a windshield or a back window is when I usually tend to screw up. And I got nervous about, because these aren't tinted at all. These are the factory privacy glass. About tinting these because the little pop outs are always a son of a gun. But it's hard to see. But in here is like a black vinyl that goes right around it. So I won't have to unscrew that and figure out how to make that work too, because pop out windows suck, man. I mean so the 4x4 decals, a signature GMT 800, but I really don't like them. I'm probably gonna pull them. I'm not sure if I'll replace them or not. I may replace them with something a little more subtle because they just jump out way too far, especially on the the dark theme that the truck has going on for it. And I'm not really a big fan of pinstripes at all. I probably am gonna peel that. This LT badge is kind of peeling. It's kind of sticking back on now because of the heat, but I want to peel those off too. I really thought it'd be cool to like wrap the truck, but I don't know if it'll come to that point. I mean, the paint's not in any great shape and form at all, so I don't know how well wrap will actually contour and form to it, but maybe, who knows. And I got parts to fix the AC. I found out why it's not operating. I never made a comment about it not operating either, but I discovered why, and I'll get to that when the video comes, because it's a really easy fix as well. I gotta take these headlights out and paint that gold shit. Ugh, looks awful. These are holding up great. I mean, it hasn't been all that long, but holding up great. Nice and glossy. This truck needs a polish bad. It is bad. I locked it, so... But the interior is in great shape. Seats look great after the cleaning. Still smells really good in there. And that's about really it. I don't have a whole lot going on except for things I'm going to do in separate videos. This car is all good and clean. Loving it. So, if anybody's wondering what that intake setup is, that came on that truck, but when a kid I bought that truck from bought it, it was sold with a hydrolocked engine, and they got one out of a salvage yard with lower miles. Apparently the guy that had it before sucked in water with that intake, and yeah, boom, that killed it. So, I am rambling here, but I'll go on with just a quick peek at something I've been doing. So this truck here, I've straight piped it. So it's single in, single out straight pipe, basically muffler delete. Now you can see right there, there's no tailpipe. So, I did something. So what I did was, I ripped out my setup here. So we're basically running open right there. And I went to the muffler place that is somewhat local in the county, and they do mandrel bending and such, but the stuff's in here, so I guess there's no hiding. So let's just take a look. So this is a stock tailpipe on the Silverado. That was my straight pipe piece, which held up really good for over the winter. I had another piece made just like it, just a little bit longer. So I was playing around with that carbon muffler in that Super 10, and I'm going to try to get one of them on. I'll probably keep this. I bought this flange piece to put on there, and I brought the tailpipe. Well, the guy that bent me the pipe slipped this right over here, and right over this weld joint, it really does snug right up. It's GM tailpipes are 2 3/4, and that's a 3-inch. So the thought process on that is it'll clamp down and snug on it, which it will, because this one was pretty good. It did have a little bit of a leak right there. So I have that basically as a spare, so that way I could cut this one and fit a muffler to it. And while I was there, I couldn't pass up the deal on some universal mandrel bent tailpipes. So I got those. So I'm gonna excuse me. So I'm gonna have tailpipes straight out the back. Gonna look good. I think Chevys look great like that. I'm kind of getting over my 45 out the back phase. I mean, they're a bitch to clean, and I'm getting a bit over it. I mean, I do like the aggressive look of it, but it really does suck when it lowers your ground clearance options. And you know, I don't off-road by any means, but the guys off-road, I mean, they're slinging on stumps and shit, so I can imagine it's no good. I really do like how clean it looks without the pipe sticking out of the side either. But some dual pipes sticking out from under the bumper is going to look really good to me. But not that particular bumper, but yeah, you get the gist. So, that's how that is set up for right now. I'm probably going to play around because I actually got the Super 10 out and I mocked it up, and I did like how it sounded, but you know, that was just open muffler. So one last quick thing. I'm working on a little project on this, and it's a cheap project, but it's labor intensive. So just to get a little snoop in on that, I'm gonna go behind the truck because that's where it is. Hey kitty, you came back home. My tailgate piece is missing, so that's not the part. But I did something aesthetic wise to the back of this truck, and it's not a plate cover neither. So you tell me if you can tell from this video, because I am making a how-to on what I did. It's on the back of the truck. Now let's see if the GoPro, I can see the difference clearly, and I can see it through the GoPro screen. So there's your sneak peek. You get to wait until the video's up. But you can comment below and take a guess at what you think it is. So, being that that's all done and said for, I'll fire this up. No muffler and no tailpipe. It has that gnarly like 350 gurgly sound. It's kind of cool. We'll have a listen at how that sounds. Now of course it's not like massively louder than it was before. If anything, it's a little more quiet because it's not being directed from out underneath the truck. Still sounds good. Nothing too overbearing at all. Hey, good girl, you're peeing. I didn't mean to show you guys that. I'll try to show you something here. Just with the little baby Super 10. That's why my creeper is here too, because I was crawling underneath it and screwing around earlier. So we can kind of crawl under and get like a little bit of a sound difference with how it is. I love this truck being lifted. I can get right under it, but the wheels on my creeper suck. So here's how that sounds. Put the Flowmaster on it. It is instantly deeper. It does sound pretty healthy, even for a chamber. But then again, the LS motors do sound pretty good with Flowmasters. Actually, all Chevys do. Flap, 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 flap. Blum, 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 blum. It's almost like a cutout, except I'm crawling under it. So, there we go. I'm gonna get to working on the cars / trucks, mainly trucks. And that's that. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't given a subscription yet and you would like to, please follow, and I will always give some good updates and bring in good content. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day.